Tonight's A-list fashion criminals. Pamela Anderson.
I have to find a way to keep the melons from falling out of the fruit basket.
Naomi Campbell.
Oh my God! Looks like she was shot out of a confetti cannon.
And Sharon Stone.
Oh my God, I'm Sharon Stone and I can wear whatever I want.
Yeah.
Wicked. Awesome.
And this is Naked Fashion, the show that zaps the cold sore on the curled lip of style. Fashion glory never arrives through the front door. She sneaks uninvited round the back while you're cooking the Sunday roast. Real style should be effortless and unnoticed. And when you have got it right, the world will fall at your feet. Get it wrong, and you can look more like a trusty old sofa in need of reupholstering. It's not easy being a celeb, which is why we've created some amazing technology to help them out. This unsuspecting TV presenter is about to feel the power of our extraordinary virtual wardrobe. Using real garments gathered from designer collections in high street stores, we can redress and transform badly dressed celebs before your eyes. We can reveal the flattering features that could have saved the stars, if they'd only known. It's Celebrity Paper Dolls. And the best bit is I get to play it under the expert guidance of my international panel of fabulous fashion experts. They've been poring over bad celebrity clubber from red carpets around the world. From the UK's award-winning Weekly Glossy, style director of Grazia magazine, Paula Reed. LA fashion assassins Heather Cox, and Jessica Morgan from fashion blog site GoFugYourself.com. And celebrity stylist and catwalk commentator Michael Shable. Are you ready, panel? Then let the transformations begin. We begin with tonight's style criminal, a celebrity whose fearless fashion has style gurus spinning on their stiletto heels. Could that be what happened shortly before Sharon Stone took a stroll in the LA sunshine in this?
Oh, Sharon. Honey, no.
She's a mess.
Awful.
You know, they say we're more casual in Los Angeles, but I would just like to speak out for the residents of my city and say that this is not okay.
Yeah.
There's just too much going on.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine, why do you need to add up all of those elements? There must be about 20 different elements there.
It clearly
Why?
took her 25 minutes at least to get ready.
I'm thinking it was laundry day in the
Yes.
Stone household.
Didn't think she'd
Everything
get
else was
calls.
in the wash, and
She's
these were the last
accessorized.
bits.
Well, you don't accessorize your laundry.
Well, then why is she parading it? She's just completely trumpeting her bad taste.
She looks so gleeful.
It's that sanctimonious smile.
No, like...
Do you know what I mean? Oh my
Yes,
God, I'm
she's so
Sharon
pleased with
Stone and I
herself.
can wear whatever I
Look at
want.
my cargo pants.
Okay, Paula, you're first at cracking the fashion whip tonight. What would you do to stop Sharon being stoned?
One-piece dressing is the way to go, and I would choose a really chilled-out dress. I have gone for something from Biba's Spring-Summer 08 collection. There it is. I think
Still
that's a bit
patterns,
easier.
you know, she likes
it's
her
still
patterns.
patterns, so she's got that. And maybe that just makes her feel it's got some comfort zone camouflage going on there. Not that she needs it, because she's got a fabulous body. And it actually looks kind of fabulous with those shoes.
Okay, Michael, I know you're desperate to get your hands on this outfit. What would you like to do to Sharon here?
Shazza obviously likes mix and match. So I decided to go for a great little black motocross jacket, and I paired it with a great pair of black shorts, and then I put a smock top over top of it in a really kind of wild pattern. It's just a little bit funkier. It's a little bit something that is pulled together as a look, as opposed to this dog's dinner scattergun approach to dressing that she was so into.
We've seen her on the red carpet 400,000 times. She's never worn a pattern. She can handle a solid color. I've put her in a sticky fingers dress. It's a jersey dress. It's kind of a camo green. I think this is also a really flattering cut for her.
Yeah.
It's nipped in at the waist. I think the neckline is very flattering. It sort of elongates her neck. And I find the sleeves to be sort of interesting. They kind of bell out a bit, and I think they'd also look nice if it gets warm so you can push them up, and it's still gonna be a little bit of interest.
Practical.
Practical, but
And
also
pretty.
Pretty.
Excellent. Okay, well, Heather, over to you. You sat this one out. How would you advise me to choose?
I think Well, I think Michael is taking a dangerous drunken swerve toward dresses over pants.
Yes.
So I'm going to stay as far away from that one as I can.
Okay.
I do feel like it didn't change the proportions of what she was already wearing quite enough, and I think I'd be staring at her trying to figure out if she was wearing a dress or a top and what the heck was going on down below. And I don't want to know what's going on down below. I've seen it.
Don't we know?
Right, it's been documented. So I think I'm going to go, as much as I like that color, I'm going to go, I would advise you to go with Paula.
Okay.
And it's because I think the wrap dress would actually be quite comfortable on a frigid Los Angeles winter day of about 16 to 17 Celsius. And I think that if it gets warmer outside, pattern will hide the sweat stains if there's any accident. It just looks comfortable. I think I would prefer that approach if it were me.
Okay, well, that's good advice. But the final choice is down to me, and on this occasion, I've decided to break with convention. It's time to see Sharon in something completely different. I'm going with Jessica's green dress. All right, let's take another look at the before and after.
Oh, the left's giving me a headache.
Okay, Sharon, the next time you get the urge to follow your basic instinct, give us a quick call and we'll set you straight. Now, the trick of looking good is to make us all believe that no effort was required. Tonight's subject is young, beautiful, and has already starred in 5 of the most successful movies of all time. But should Harry Potter star Emma Watson be grounded for turning up to a film award ceremony dressed like this?
Yes.
What are your first impressions?
I feel like she's dressing a bit old.
Older than her years.
Much older than her years.
Now, do you think that's because she's got access to tons of cash and loads of designer clothes?
I don't think so. This is a classic case of lamb dressed as mutton.
This picture just reminds me of every time I would try and raid my older sister's closet when I was way too young, and I'd throw on their best clothes and their stuffed Kleenex in the tips of their best shoes. It just looked like I was trotting around in clothes that had no business on my body that were for someone 3 years, 4 years
She's
older.
in that really difficult age right now. Like, she's just kind of on the cusp of, like, adulthood. She's got all the makings of being a proper Hollywood star.
I feel like most teens err on the side of too much, and this is sort of on the side of super conservative, which I think is interesting.
It seems like she's trying really hard not to make the mistakes of the teen stars who've gone before her, and in that sense, she's gone so far the other direction. I'll give her credit. She looks happy.
I have to say, though, what I do like about her is she isn't wearing these really tight jeans and getting her belly out and, and the sparkly
There's a lot to
top.
love about her.
Okay, so Heather, Emma doesn't have any input into our fashion choices for her, so what would you like to suggest?
Since she seemed happy in the basic idea of a short dress, I'm going to keep that theme. I'm putting her in a dress by Pink Tartan, which is a Canadian designer. A really sweet, I think, white shirt dress with the ruffle. What I love about her is that she is young. You know, I think so often we try and shove these kids into adulthood and squeeze them into sequins way too fast. So I wanted to put her in something that would let her be her age. She can wear it plain, or she can just dress it up however she wants and let her personality come out with the accessories, which is something she's going to want to learn to do anyway. And I feel like this would be a really good starting step for her. Just a fresh palette.
I've put her in a black and white dress by APC. It's not as structured as what she has been wearing, but I do think it's younger. I like the white trim. I think she just looks a little bit more current.
And at a premiere, you want to sit down in your seat and eat loads of popcorn.
Exactly.
And that's the dress to do it in.
Absolutely.
Emma lives in London and works in London, where she has a whole host of some of the world's funkiest designers to choose from. And I was going to ring up Miss Luella Bartley.
Oh, very nice.
And see what she would suggest, because I think she's at the leading edge of young, funky chic. And I imagine that her stuff is made for Emma. So I've tried, from Spring/Summer 08, a plaid dress.
That's pretty funky.
And it's getting a bit more rock and roll. Oh, hint of a disapproval from my left.
It was actually kind of like, it was a deciding
It was
ooh.
indifference.
It was on the, ooh, do I like it, or ooh, my
Okay,
God.
well, this is Emma with an edge. And I'm quite interested to see how we push that a little
It's
bit
definitely
further
a
for her.
statement.
Yeah, it is a bit of a statement for her, but I think she can carry it off. Her eyes are really standing out.
Well, Michael, you sat this one out. I am desperate to know which outfit you'd like to advise me to pick. And is that ooh yes or ooh no?
I think it's going to be an ooh no. I really like it, actually. I think it's right, but I don't think she's rock chick enough to really be able to carry it off. She's just that little bit too much dewy-cheeked and kind of blonde hair, blue-eyed to really kind of, I think, carry off a real punk vibe. Heather, I wasn't really crazy about yours. It looked a bit like Nurse Couture, like she just came from the operating room and just, you know, somehow with a stethoscope maybe and a needle, it might have worked a lot more. Yeah, it was some ruffles. No, Nurse Couture. Very, you know. So I think actually the one that I thought worked best was Jess's smock dress. That looked really smart. I think it was really current, and it was the right sort of springboard outfit for kind of propelling her into the next stage of her kind of starlet fashion lifestyle.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I've listened to all the advice that Michael's given me, and I'm going to have to go with the dress that that you can eat your popcorn in. I agree with Michael. Jessica wins.
Yay!
Let's just take a final look at the transformation to see the difference.
That's better.
Oh,
That is great.
Yeah.
Well, Emma, looks like Jessica was able to cast a spell to restore your youth. Hey, this wizard thing is easier than we thought. Expelliarmus to bad taste. Even celebrities who have a history of disastrously bad fashion need our support. How else are they to see the error of their ways? And when they've learned their lesson, we're here to give them a hug, a smile, and say, hasn't she done well? Tonight's nominee has certainly trekked the rocky road of the rag trade. So, before we celebrate her success, panel, let's take a look at how she got there. The please excuse me while I chew through these restraints look.
Oh my God.
The a genie granted me 3 wishes. Guess what the first 2 were? Look. The is anyone else a little warm in the forearms? Look.
Oh, dear God.
Paula has lost for words.
I don't know, I'm completely baffled.
Clearly a musician of some sort.
Okay. Michael?
I think it's Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Well, I can confirm you're right. It is Shania Twain.
Oh my God.
Shania,
I think I recognize that first one now.
Here she is after she's learned her lesson. Looking very smiley indeed.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, much better.
And rightly so, right?
I think she looks absolutely really beautiful in it, but I'm just gonna draw everyone's attention down to those shoes, and somehow I
is
think
that a platform?
peeking out the bottom of that gown is a hint of the Shania of old.
Ruins the whole line of the dress down there.
Maybe, just maybe, the apple hasn't really fallen all that far from the disastrous tree.
I just think it's sort of a Grecian dress and a strip club shoe.
I think she's one of those people who often look fantastic, but just as often look as though they have like just fallen off the last bus from Crazyville. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's great, but more often than not, it's like, oh my God.
In one sentence, do you think that that she can keep this up?
Probably not.
No, Paula.
The jury may still be out.
Jury's out.
You know what? I'm gonna throw Shania a bone and say that she's come so far to this dress that the next step she takes is not gonna have that shoe on it.
You
So I say,
go, Mama Teresa.
she's on the way
Moving
up.
forward.
I am not neutral. I'm pro. I think she's gonna do it.
I don't think she's gonna do it. I just think that like her inner tackiness is gonna come out a little bit. That's all right.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
To have a little tacky fun.
Well, it is time for the final verdict. And I think, well done, Shania. You've paid your dues in fashion don'ts. Parole granted. How many times have you got changed to go out, only to get changed again because of an odd, unsightly bulge? Oh yes, it's a time for Problem Parts, the section of the show where we offer help to stars struggling with an area they may prefer to hide. Then again, tonight's subject is synonymous with 2 of hers. A pneumatic figure isn't a problem. Many pay thousands to get one, but has Pamela Anderson scored a double whammy with this? Yeah, baby.
Wowza.
Panel, your thoughts on her front bits, please, and the dress that contains them.
It's totally off balance, and it looks like that dress is really earning its keep today, just trying to keep those puppies in check.
Honey, if you're gonna pay for those, you have to find a way to keep the melons from falling out of the fruit basket.
Right, I mean, it looks like she's
Yeah.
got 2 toddlers in there.
Yeah, it's
Straining to get out.
It's got to be like trying to herd cats or something in there, because there's just no
But
way.
Straight, and the sad thing is to me is I remember she had them removed at one point, and specifically so that more high fashion
could wear
clothes
clothes,
would hang
yeah.
better on her body.
Oh, really?
And that lasted for like a couple weeks, and then she went ahead and put them back in even bigger.
There's more in and out in that dress than a fiddler's elbow.
Paula, tell me, how would you lend your support to this outfit?
Okay, I'm going, it's the old tricks are the best tricks. But I'm
Okay.
going to go for the old cap-sleeved shift trick.
Ah,
And I've chosen a classic black one from Mex.
totally different look already.
Okie dokie, yes, thank you very much that we've got the waist back, because she does need to accentuate her waist, maybe not as tightly and corseted as it was in the other dress.
Yeah.
I think the cap sleeve is a really good balance for a large bust.
And it avoids it looking like a sack.
Yeah, and we are talking about major extremes here with Pamela Anderson, because so there aren't that many people who have set the bar as high for themselves as she has. But I think it's very important to kind of make sure that the shoulder doesn't look too flimsy. A spaghetti strap is always going to look like your bust is straining against the fabric. So a scoop or a V-neck will always lengthen your neck and give you some more kind of swan-like elegance. Define the waist, it doesn't have to be cinched, and then some softness in the skirt.
And do you think this still keeps the essence of Pamela?
I think it does. It just makes her a little bit more classy. I mean, she'd probably think it's boring as hell, but I'm loving it.
Well, I went with more of a V-neck look. It's an antique batik dress. It is last season so tragically not available to her right now, but...
Lovely color.
I just think also the way that the dress drapes on her gives it almost a nice vertical line that just draws your eye right up and down rather than straight to the middle.
Yeah, in fact, it's almost drawn them in a little bit. They look a little bit smaller.
I know.
Is that
I'm a
the right
magic
effect?
breast-reducing fashion guru. Who knew?
I decided to go green crepe Le Paris de Paris dress, which is really quite simple and very elegant and makes her look more womanly as a package as opposed to just hitting you hard with those two massive lumps of hers.
Can I borrow that?
Yeah.
I don't have the goods, but I'll do my best.
Shows that there might be a little bit more to Pammy, as we all know, because I think she's a really smart and savvy businesswoman.
Yeah.
And she just needs to kind of, you know, stop playing sex kitten and just get around to being just plain old sexy.
Yeah, excellent.
Amen.
Okay, well, 3 big changes there, but which one makes the most of Pammy's assets? You sat this one out. How would you advise me to choose?
You know, I really don't envy you. This is a very hard decision because I think all 3 of these dresses are huge improvements. But with a gun to your head, if you had to pick one, I would go with Michael's. I think it's beautiful. I think the color's amazing. I even think the length is really flattering. That's my advice.
Okay, it's good advice. I'm gonna have to go with Michael as well.
Hey,
it's a
all
winner
right.
for Pammy. Okay, let's see if we've cured the problem. Wow.
I love that dress.
Prognosis positive.
Well, they said it couldn't be done. They said it shouldn't be done. But we've managed to enhance Pam's breasts. Next up, world peace. How much harder could it be? A fantasy is something capricious, a bit of a daydream, something that is created in the imagination. But on this show, we have the tools available to make these fantasies come true. Well, almost. Because it is time for Fantasy Stylist, the section of the show where my lovely group of fashion assassins here get to dress a celebrity who's about to step out of the limo at a grand event. So, let's see who's at your mercy tonight. Ooh, it's a goodie.
It's a risky one.
We'll be on the Quazette with Naomi Campbell, who'll be sure to provide the perfect canvas for your creations. So, Michael, how would you like to dress our princess?
Well, very carefully. You don't want to get brained by a cell phone
Full body
in mid-styling. Yeah, absolutely. For me, I chose this really great Grecian Lanvin dress. It's from last season, but I think it's a classic look by Albert Albez from Lanvin, and it's the sort of thing that she could carry off really easily. It's great for her color. The empire waist just suits her so well, and it's just really kind of demure enough, but still sexy and vivacious enough to really kind of get her noticed. That's from P. Diddy's yacht to, you know, Prince Rainier's mansion. I think that would really kind of carry her through the entire day.
Well, good work. Well done, you.
I also went for something short.
Okay.
This is a black ruffled satin, John Rocha. It's from a past season. And I think it's really rather fun and sort of flirty. And at the same time, I think it is, not that she needs it, but a bit forgiving. You know, the ruffles kind of hide any multitude of sins. She went overboard on the croissant.
I've always fantasized about styling Naomi in a bit more of a minimalist look than what she's used to, because she's always full on leopard print and bling and the whole thing. And so I've gone for a grey chiffon wrap dress. But this one is very accessible. I bet Naomi has never been to La Redoute, but this is what you could find Naomi. And then to give her a bit of metallic glamour at the waist, there's a lovely gold ribbon.
Right, well, 3 beautiful choices there for Naomi. Heather, you sat this one out, so why don't you help me out? But choose your words carefully, that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I can take her. I'm not worried. All right. I think I would advise you to go with Michael's because his is the most easily adaptable all day. If you go out of the house not knowing when you're coming back, you know, high noon to midnight, I think that is probably the most practical option.
Okay, good advice. But the one I'm gonna choose is the girliest one, the one with the ruffles. I'm in a girly mood. Well done, Jessica.
Thank you.
So what did supermodel Naomi actually wear to the festival?
Oh, my God.
As one does.
Jeez.
That was the other one I was going to pick for her.
No wonder she's in such a foul mood all the time.
She looks like she was shot out of a confetti cannon.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the 2 together.
A bit better.
Jeez.
It's too good.
Naomi, we're not looking for any trouble. All we're saying is that you have options to consider. Wear whatever you like. It's fine with us. It's almost the end of the show, but there's still just enough time to reflect on one more fashion disaster from the past. Yes, it's Hall of Shame. I'll give the panel a series of clues to the identity of a classic style crisis, and they have to guess who it is. Clue 1. She's the most successful female music artist of the 20th century, with record sales of over 100 million. Clue 2. She's known as the diva's diva who insists on the best of everything.
Becoming clearer.
Clue 3. Here's our lovely house model, Morgan, who has a clue for you too. Morgan, can I just check? Is that Chicken Supreme? Any ideas?
Oh, it can only be
Go on.
Ms. Ross.
Well done, Michael. Ms. Ross is correct. It is singing superstar Diana Ross. And here is what she wore to a recent red carpet event.
Miss Ross. That is unbelievable. It looks like a giant bath mat.
Yeah, really.
It is supremely ugly.
Oh my God.
Tonight, my personal award for services to style goes to Paula. Yay! For this top tip on how to deal with big boobs.
A scoop or a V-neck will always lengthen your neck and give you some more kind of swan-like elegance. Define the waist, it doesn't have to be cinched, and then some softness in the skirt.
And you win a pair of tweezers. You'd better get to work. That purple body hair can be a real monster.
Don't I know it?
We'll talk to you in a couple months.
Enjoy. Okay, well, that's all we've got time for. Do join us again to sort out the fashion gaffes of the great and the good on Naked Fashion.